Hey, what is up everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today I will be examining the latest twists and turns in the Boku no Hero story, including the showdown between a furious Twice and the double agent who betrayed his friendship. I will also address the psychotic return of Dabi to the forefront of the story. Could this latest chapter be foreshadowing a major hero death? Is the war arc in Boku no Hero about to get real and real deadly? Let's talk about it right now. If you enjoyed the Boku no Hero content right here on the channel and you want us to keep it going, please leave a like to let me know, it really does help. And if you happen to be new to AnimeUproar or you just haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell to turn on all notifications. I get a lot of people messaging me and saying that they don't get notified about my videos, but they get all these recommendations for like CNN and Jimmy Kimmel and stuff like that. That is because YouTube prioritizes big corporate content over small independent creators. If you want to help us out and make sure that you actually get notified for our videos, please go through the trouble of clicking that notification bell and selecting the option that says all. Thank you so much. Finally, this video will of course contain MHA manga spoilers. I am breaking down the very latest developments in the story, so please proceed with caution. You have been warned. As part of their raid on the Liberation Front mansion, the heroes appear to have located every alternate exit point from the mansion and its underground facility and sealed it, which makes the mansion itself the only exit point that the Liberation Front can now effectively use. As Destro presides over an important Liberation Front council meeting in the underground facility with hundreds of people in attendance, he suddenly learns that the heroes are here. The villain communication networks have been jammed, all the alternate exits have been sealed, and the mansion itself has been surrounded by a large contingent of heroes. Destro's mood instantly shifts from stress-free to very stressed, and of course this activates his quirk. Back on the outside of the mansion, Cementos, the absolute beast, has completely ravaged the building, and the heroes rush the villains in what quickly becomes an all-out brawl. The electric villain is surprised that Kaminari was able to successfully absorb his quirk, and the villain tries to up the voltage by using a bunch of additional tasers. However, before this villain can do anything, Edshot pierces a hole in each of his lungs and tells him that if he moves around too much, things could get really bad for him very quickly. Due to his immense speed, Edshot is able to do the same thing to a bunch of other villains as well. This was pretty damn savage on the part of Edshot. Either you do as he says, or you're in for a very bad time. Midnight then proceeds to use her quirk to put a bunch of the villains to sleep, and Kamui Woods uses his lacquered chains prison to take a bunch more villains out of commission. We see that Juzo Honenuki from Class 1B is also there, using his softening ability to take out a bunch of villains at the same time by turning the ground to mud. Mushroom Girl from Class 1B is there as well, and she is using her Mushroom Quirk to cover a large area, and again she is able to take out a bunch of villains at the same time. This seems to be a common thread when it comes to the heroes and students who were selected for the mansion attack in particular. They all seem to have quirks with the potential to take out a bunch of villains at the same time. And the same applies to both Kaminari and Tokoyami. Their quirks also have the potential to cover a wide area and take out multiple villains at once. This strategy definitely makes sense because the heroes always knew that they were going to encounter hundreds of villains at this location, so they had to come prepared. The heroes who raided the hospital have to deal with high-end Nomu, but they don't have to deal with literally hundreds of committed Liberation Front villains trying to fight them all at once. With that said, personally, I would have chosen Edshot to back up Miruko back at the hospital instead of someone like Crust. Edshot's speed and stealth would have been perfect for locating and infiltrating the secret lab in record time. And let's face it, Edshot would not have been stopped from entering the lab as easily as Crust. But that's just my own personal opinion. Clearly Edshot is still extremely useful in the mansion raid as well. The action then jumps back to the dramatic and emotional confrontation between Hawks and Twice. Hawks reveals that he was able to tell the heroes when and how to attack using coded messages. And he was forced to act now because the Liberation Front just kept getting stronger, and Twice's newly unshackled quirk poses a major threat to public safety. Hawks says that he had to keep a close eye on Twice at all times, and advising Twice on liberation ideology was a great way for Hawks to stay close to Twice. As dozens of his feathers point menacingly in Twice's direction, Hawks warns the villain not to resist. Hawks doesn't want to kill Twice, so he tells him to just keep still until he can be taken into custody and handed over to the police. If Twice complies, no one needs to get hurt. But just as I mentioned in my previous Boku no Hero video, Twice values his friends over everything else, and he already blames himself for the death of Magne because he was the one who introduced Overhaul to the League of Villains. When Twice realizes that he trusted Hawks and yet Hawks betrayed him and used the information that Twice gave him to plan the hero raids, the already unstable villain completely loses it. If Twice hadn't felt sorry for Hawks because of Hawks' desire to be free, and if he hadn't trusted Hawks as a friend, the heroes would never have been able to launch this attack and Twice's friends wouldn't be in danger right now. This infuriates Twice beyond words. He blames himself for all of it, and he is desperate to make up for his foolishness. Hawks tries to be reasonable with Twice, and he tells him that he is a good person who was just dealt a bad hand in life. The nature of Twice's quirk led to profound mental instability, and this alienated Twice from the rest of society and eventually placed him square on the road to becoming a villain. Hawks promises to help Twice get back on his feet and start a new life if he agrees not to resist and if he just lets himself be taken into custody. But Twice refuses to listen. He is disgusted by the kind of so-called hero that Hawks is. Someone who is willing to lie and deceive and betray people who were supposed to be his friends. Hawks tells Twice that he doesn't want to fight him and he doesn't want to hurt him. But Twice replies that it doesn't matter what happens to him. His existence is dedicated to giving his comrades the happiness they deserve. And in that moment, he initiates the dreaded Sad Man's Parade super move, which allows Twice to keep cloning himself over and over again until a single Twice turns into an entire army of Twices. Hawks still feels bad for Twice, and he really doesn't want to fight him, but it doesn't look like Hawks is going to have much of a choice in the matter. Not only is Twice already initiating his dreaded super move, but the final panel of the chapter reveals that a grinning Dabi is seemingly on his way to where Twice and Hawks are currently located. Judging by the psychotic grin on his face, it is possible that Dabi suspected something about Hawks all along, and he now appears to be on a crazed mission to find Hawks. As I said in my previous video, I fear that Hawks' life is currently in grave danger. We all knew that once Twice realized that Hawks was responsible for putting his comrades from the League of Villains in danger, Twice would absolutely lose his mind. He would feel guilty about trusting Hawks, especially after what happened with Overhaul, and he would make it his life's mission to punish Hawks for his betrayal. Now, don't get me wrong, Hawks is one of the strongest heroes in the world. He is the number 2 ranked pro hero in Japan. Hawks is no joke, and even with Twice's initiation of Sad Man's Parade, Hawks can still use his many flying feathers to take out dozens of Twice's clones at the same time. But Hawks has made it clear that he doesn't want to kill Twice. Hawks is holding back. And this decision to hold back could end up costing him dearly. Twice does not feel any pity or sympathy for Hawks now. He wants revenge at all costs, and that's just one part of this whole situation. The other part is the fact that Dabi looks like he is about to pose a major threat for Hawks as well. We haven't seen Dabi in action in quite a while, and I am sure that Dabi is itching to showcase his true power now that the heroes have made the first move. What's more, I am sure that Dabi will be especially interested in making sure that Hawks gets what's coming to him. As strong as Hawks is, his reluctance to hurt Twice after getting to know him in recent months, and the fact that he may have to deal with both Twice and Dabi at the same time, could spell disaster for our young double agent. We haven't had many significant deaths in Boku no Hero, but with this war arc heating up as much as it is, I think that some hero casualties are to be expected, and I'm afraid that Hawks might actually be the first one. I certainly don't want it to happen, but I definitely can't rule it out. What do you guys think? Is Hawks about to regret holding back against Twice? And could this be the beginning of the end for Hawks? How bad is Sadman's parade about to become? And is the sheer number of Twice clones going to overwhelm the heroes despite their large numbers? Also, what was up with Dabi's crazy grin? Does he already know about Hawks? And is he about to melt the number 2 hero's wings just like the sun melted the wings of Icarus? Please feel free to share your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Boku no Hero content on the channel, please leave a like to let me know. And if you happen to be new to AnimeUproar or you just haven't had a chance to subscribe, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell to turn on all notifications. I want to give a big thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for making videos like this one possible. With YouTube constantly facing problems left and right, patron support means more than ever. Thank you guys so much. First and foremost, I want to thank our the 1 tier patrons, the ones who rise above all other clans, including Ingrata, Alolan Atom, The World, Steelers, The School Bus, Tyson Quirino, A Quiet Respect, and Pate Hefa. And I can't forget our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, Odin, Anatoly Kazatsky, Alpha Dio, Angel Cruz, Team Sparky 65, Rohan Kapoor, Cricket XP, $50 Beat, Ted No Ted, Jalter, Joe Stanton, Very Gucci, Jessica Kayla Fond, Alicia Octer, Emperor Otaku, and JCC Waka. If you guys enjoy our videos and you feel that they provide value for you, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Even a single dollar will give you access to our patron exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these amazing people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.